Hello and good morning to everyone. Good afternoon, whatever time of day it is for you guys. Excited to be here today. I missed it on Monday. We had a bunch of stuff that we had to go take care of on Monday, but we're here now, back with some good vibe coding. Excited to get into it. Had an idea over the weekend, had a really good concept of this idea of potentially being able to see when someone tweets if people thought it was a paid promotion or not. And I realized it actually has a lot of good synergy with our Signals app, and I'm excited to see how quickly we can code it. So, thanks for tuning in today. Good to see people like Craig in here, per usual, with his amazing validator PFP. Um, Excited. Hey, Quadwitch, good to see you too. Some good Signals power users. We're going to add some functionality onto Signals today. I thought about building it separately, but I realized it probably makes sense in Signals. Let me go ahead and show you exactly what I've been thinking of to start. This concept that, again, I tweeted about last week sometime. Maybe it was over the weekend. All my fantasy top holders are probably mad at me. But it's this idea that what if you could say someone tweets something and they're like, I don't know, some guy is his name. Uh, he writes this tweet that's like, uh, have you guys heard of, I don't know, what project should they use? We'll call it, we'll just use Board Ape Yacht Club. Have you guys heard of Board Ape Yacht Club? And we'll imagine that it's 2020 for a second. And everyone has seen it before. Let's not do Board Ape Yacht Club. Let's just do like new perps decks. Have you guys heard of the new perps decks called uh Aster? What's Aster backwards? Aster Ratsa? Ratsa? There you go. And everyone has seen these types of tweets before where they're like, "Oh, have you heard of this new thing? Like, it's one of the best projects out there. I love trading on perps dexes, particularly Ratsa. Like, I love Ratsa." And and then like at the bottom, sometimes, not all the time, they'll basically add this little thing here that's like, "Oh, this is a paid promotion." But what a lot of people don't do and how people have kind of shifted is they've stopped doing this. They'll say things like, "I'm happy to partner with blah to bring this to you." And I realized, like, this happens a lot. People are pretty good at now about like actually disclaiming it. But there's a reason that this happens. And I know, when I tweeted it originally, people were kind of pissed, but it's consumer protection. Like, you as a consumer should know when someone is, like, authentically sharing something with you and when they're not. Even if you looked at the tweet that I had today, I had a tweet and I was thinking about it earlier, where it's like, "Oh, here's me surfing at SerpentXBT," and I was like, "I love the Mega ETH ecosystem." Uh, I will be fully allocating to Mega ETH. Ooh, and I'm sure someone was like, they were probably like, "Yo, like, is this guy getting paid by Mega ETH?" And the reality is, like, more often times than not, this is probably true. I mean, a lot of the people that do these kind of deals, they get paid by these companies, and that's how marketing in the space works. And so people are going to be like, "Wait a second, like, we should have a little bit of better of an understanding." Um, and so when you go to, like, YouTube, I don't know if I can get something good on YouTube or not. I mean, YouTube's safe for work, right? I don't think I'm logged in. Let's go tune into, I think if we do Casey Neistat video, will it have it? Oh god. Alright, well, I don't wanna watch advertisements of people. Let's take, like, an example, like, I'm sure Marquise Brownlee. No, this is not a paid promotion. Um, this one? No. I just wanted an example. This one, paid promotion YouTube. Um, they put it in your face. It's the most like obvious thing ever. You get this thing that basically says like includes paid promotion. And when I see it on YouTube, it's it's not like super important and most people probably gloss over it, but at the very least as a consumer you understand like this person when this person is getting paid to do this content and when they're not. And it's important to understand that because as consumers of content, we often want to look for things that people are authentically supporting. And obviously, everyone is going to support things that they bought. I'm going to be talking about plasma because I own plasma, or I might be talking about hyperliquid because I own hyperliquid. But when it's explicitly paid by a marketing company, it is really helpful to know. And I do think that this could play back into credibility. I think a lot of people get frustrated by the fact that, like, oh, like this isn't, you did not disclaim this as a paid promotion. And yeah, like Whale in the chat says, like, it's also visible on TikTok. Like, yeah, let's look at it on TikTok. Um, let's see if they have an example. Yeah, paid partnership here, right? So, so maybe we could call it partnership in our thing too. Um, it's just helpful to understand. And so, like, if you're a woman who's interested in skincare and you see a video like this, oh no, this is talking about a bag, so I'm wrong. Maybe you're interested in a bag, and it's like, oh, it's a Birkin bag. Well, knowing that Birkin paid this woman to have this opinion is important. It is important. And it helps consumers not make mistakes when between looking at something like and fake authentic versus fake support for things. And when we as consumers often look on sites like Instagram or TikTok or YouTube, we want like we enjoy the feeling of realness. Like there's a disconnect between that and watching the NFL and getting an advertisement in the middle of it. Like when you know what you're getting in the advertisement, it's very like obvious, but and, you know, companies for years have found ways to, like, integrate brands into movies, and it's like, "Oh, the kid sitting there eating cereal, and he's eating Kellogg's, and Kellogg's played for that product paid for that product placement." And that was a way to integrate marketing more subtly into things. And influencer marketing has allowed people to integrate things incredibly subtly, where some things that are inorganically supported, basically marketing is paying for it, versus like authentically supported. It's important you as a consumer to understand those differences. It's not bad. No one that does any type of paid content isn't bad. It's only bad if you don't disclose it because that means that you are sort of misleading your consumers. And so the concept that I had was, what if you could take something like this and, you know, we've got our current, like, you've got the normal things underneath it right now of like, oh, is like, I love this thing or how many views does it have or whatever. And retweet this thing or whatever. I don't even know if that's the right logo. But on the left hand side now we have the, you know, the thing we've been working on, which is the save button. And I was like, well, what if we just took this save button and like whenever you go to save, like save bullish, you know, we've got this save thing. It gives you the options of like bullish or bearish, right? Bullish, bearish, and then it gives you like some tokens to choose and stuff like that. And that saves to our signals app, signals.denote.dev. Um, And on the Signals app, you can see things that have been recently saved, people talking about Hyperliquid and Limitless, and, it's cool to see people talking about it. You can go now click into Zcash. Damn it, won't let me look at Zcash. Let's look at this guy's profile. You can look at who's showing Zcash over time, right? Beanie was showing the top of Zcash. If we do the, yeah, like people were bull posting it back here though. What if we could just do the same thing for saving it, but not instead of bullish or bearish? It's like I want to save this as like not a signal, but like a paid promotion. And the tricky part here is like what you really want to do with this. Let me just move this all down out of the way. Is that when you save this, ideally it would add something to this. And I can't remember. Yeah, I lost my like. Let me move this. Oh, no. My shitty icons. You got these, like, I oh, it's because they're down at the bottom. Let's move it to the top. It's the very top. You got these icons, but, like, you could have just something simple that's, like, 41 people reported this as a paid promotion. And then you could have some sort of, like, consensus around, like, "Hey, by the way, like, something that is really, like, really in your face, this is a paid promotion." And what I have noticed is that there are people that are trying to, like, protect themselves by not making it obvious it's a paid promotion. They bury it under a second tweet. They bury it under whatever it might be. And like, I think we've saved some of them before. You look at some of the things like, in fact, who was it that did this? Clemente has some for like Open Ledger. You go look at like the Open Ledger tweet, and he's like, "Oh yeah, Open Ledger is going to be awesome," and he adds, "Excited to be partnering with Open Ledger," and like this is pretty clear, but like I don't know anyone else that's talking about Open Ledger. Like, is this really a signal, or is this that he partnered with them and is sharing it? And sometimes it's just hard to know what is a signal and what isn't. It's worse when you go to Shill and Villain over here, and you see him with his Aster thing in the back, and like the guy only obviously he's got me blocked. Oh, he's on a space right now. Yeah, he's still bullish on Aster, obviously. Yeah, nothing can make me sell Aster. And if it were me, we don't have proof. I want to be able to collect evidence and proof and stuff like that. It feels obvious to me that he is getting paid to promote Aster. Now, there's no proof. He's not including it as part of his paid marketing material or anything like that. But if we could save it and start building up some sort of sense of it, or someone could point back to and say, no, that he is absolutely getting paid by Aster, at least we would have a better understanding of like, okay, who is getting paid by who? That where he is over invested. I mean, yeah, the guy has Aster in his background, so I don't know. The guy has tweeted a lot about it. Um, Okay, Zaxxon says, "Yeah, but on the current signal option, the tokens you can select are only projects." Yeah, yeah, that this would I'll show you how it works. Don't worry. Serpent said you are paid by a oh, yeah, I did see Ashton talking about 00 earlier. So, maybe Ashton will he's not gonna get exposed, but what the hell? Lifting stream? Min's doing a lifting stream? Okay. Um but yeah, the idea is basically you would be able to save and have this ability to save something as a paid promotion, and then you have this thing that's like people promoted reported this as a paid promotion. So in the effort of wanting to go down a route, like if you, even if you go look at like Zach XBT, one of Zach XBT's big critiques of big influencers is so many people do paid promotions without ever saying it's a paid promotion. And a lot of people like the last thing I'll add here before I like actually start building it is, and even I think KXVT kind of brought this up too, of like ways that it could be a paid promotion. And it's not really, but like people kind of think about it in different ways. Like I have bags exposure to that token, so I'm talking about it. The other is like, I mean, which is kind of the same thing as like I am a VC who supports my investments and will make lots of money if I promote this project. But the other thing that I think is the more important part is the like the company that I am promoting paid for me to be able to put money on my dinner table and feed my kids. And that's why I'm sharing this. And that to me is when you need to disclaim stuff. Like this is always going to be murky and not really a problem that I have, because that's just how the reality works. What does Ashton say? I wish I had some money from their airdrop, but no, I'm just making that one video. Yeah, I mean, like people make videos, and that's what I think is cool, right? Like people like Ashton might make a 00 video, maybe make like I don't know, and you don't have to tell me this, but like maybe Ashton does want to get into sharing more info and making content for them. Maybe he just wants to get a deal with someone else. Whatever it might be, like he's not getting paid for doing it, and that's helpful to understand. Maybe he's just a huge advocate and believes in 00 and he's trying to drive more engagement or he's trying to drive more views and clicks and stuff like that. Like, but understanding when someone is explicitly getting paid by another team, that's really important. The other one that would come up here would be I have a ref link that I am trying to farm and make money off of. That who cares? Who cares? That like I would say like this is totally green light. No one actually cares about that. It's really the like again, I got paid by this company and I want to have some like accountability behind it. Musha is walking back. He said, "Yeah, you're getting paid by 2Z," and then he says, "I'm joking." Yeah, whatever. Um, so anyways, I'm going to open up Cursor and we're going to get started with this. I actually think it'll be relatively easy. We will use the existing Chrome extension. I will use one, oh yeah, let's install the update. We got to get the new Cursor stuff. There's always something new with Cursor. I will need to get the new, I think, or the local one. Um, yeah, thanks for joining, Ashen. Um, Let me get Cursor loaded up. I think it'll be pretty easy, honestly. I don't think it'll be terribly hard to do. Let's open up a new chat here. This is in the Signals app. I am going to go into build mode. I like the plan mode. Um, we want to add functionality to be able to save uh, uh what's the right word? Paid promotion, paid promo in the database via the Chrome extension. Instead of just bullish and bearish signals that we have today, um, users can report that they think something is a paid promo or not. If it is, they're going to be asked to include some sort of evidence of why they think it's paid. Is it in the tweet? Is there another tweet that indicates the person who's tweeting um, has a partnership that's known with the person? Um, they're going to get asked some sort of evidence. Then they can click submit to save it off chain for now. In our UI, we'll need to add the ability to view potential paid promos as stored by contributors. So we'll need a new page. We could also show this on their profile page for people and their signals already. I don't know. I'm not even. Oh no, I didn't mean to hit send. Um, Then on the tweets themselves, whenever let's go look at like a tweet here. Whenever someone has posted something, uh underneath, yeah, let's see. We'll say like whenever okay, so on the tweets themselves, whenever someone posts a tweet, if there is a paid promo reported for it, it shows the count of paid promos and links to that to their page in Signals. It should be in a group, orange text so that it captures the user's attention, um, but be directly above the contents of the tweet. It should say something like 47 reported as paid promo. Let's let it rip. It might take a while. Yeah, Zaxxon says relatively easy is the famous last words before a 5 hour stream. I don't know. I think I could one shot this honestly. And to be clear, the way that I'm kind of thinking about it is like you would click bullish or bearish here, but then you could also click paid promo. And then instead of project, it would ask you for proof, basically. So, when I think about the logistics, or like the things that need to get added for the Chrome extension should be very easy. Uh, you know, Let me go make sure Dino tasks. All right, we're on 8,000, so we can go pull that up locally and get it working. Make sure my Twitter's not blowing up. Tesla's profit dropped 37% despite a third quarter rush. Um, Let's see. So we got the local thing working fine. Oh yeah, I'd always ask you one question when you do planning. Before I created a detailed plan, I have a few clarifying questions. Should a paid promo report be paid promo report should be a specific tweet, just like signals are today. Um, the difference here is that multiple people could report them. So we'll need to make the check mark, which currently exists for showing that a tweet has been saved already, um, allowed to be clicked and still reported as paid promo. Um, yeah, yes, it's B. So when reporting the paid promo, it should be not verified, should not be related to a project, but rather an empty text field that allows them to paste a tweet URL or any type of evidence. Um, for 3, should the link to a dedicated page showing all paid promo report for specifically, or should it link to the general paid promos? It should link to the page for the paid pro. No, for 3, we should have a page that shows all paid promos for that Twitter user. Yeah, for 3, it should link to the user's Signal profile, which allows them to it should link, yeah, which allows them to see all of the signals and other promoted potential paid promos for that user. Okay, there we go. Yeah, it's funny because we've gotten like I remember when we first started doing this, it was a lot of back and forth. I would like say, "Oh, we'll do this and then that," and we kind of cut things into like like really small bite-sized things, and I think that actually really works. But what I've noticed about going into plan mode, and I this is like a new cursor thing, but plan mode really does take some time. I mean, I'm take the chat time right now. We're at 26 minutes. From the top of the hour, I bet it'll take like 7 or 8 minutes to get through all of this. And like even now, it has this paid plan. It does a good job of creating the plan. Like I'm excited about it. It doesn't make for as good of stream, but that's okay. So it's cool to see that it like writes out this plan. It does and analyzes all of the current and existing data. This is what makes sense for us. When it comes to building things on top of things that we've already built. So, um, yeah, I'm excited about this. If you have any, by the way, if you have any questions in the chat about my setup or how we're doing this or what we're trying to do, feel free to ask. Or even if you want to know more about like things that are going on with Ethos, I know I had announced that we made a change to like this new red. Hold on, give me a second. The red XP remove abuse thing, but I haven't had a chance to actually look at my Twitter to see if anyone replied with it. Um, But yeah, we are now going down the path of like removing people who have explicitly abused Ethos and taking their XP away. In this case, Deltron knowingly and openly admitted to running a Sybil farm on Ethos. So you got Slash too, right? Yeah. Yeah. There's a bunch of other accounts that we'll need to also zero out, but this is our attempt to ensure that we are making sure. Yeah, I mean, these guys, they all removed the Twitter accounts, which is dumb. But it is good to see that a lot of these people's scores all went down, and we're slowly taking out and fixing Ethos, which is great. So let's see here. How are things going? Hey, Johannes. Oh, and there's Cappy. Cappy. Christian says one of the best moves. Yeah, it's just like we want to support people that are actually like contributing to the project. And when you look at people, I'm surprised CJ or Limitless hasn't gotten slashed yet. When you see people that are like obviously abusing it, like this Martin guy, I mean, I DM'd him and he was like, "Oh yeah, I don't know who the hell I've been vouching for," and you're like, "Bro, come on, what are you doing?" Like it's just, and then people had proof that he was running a Sybil and he like vouched himself through the Sybil and stuff, and you're like, oh god, it's getting messy. Um, it is interesting that people like Sarah. Come on, what are you doing? Why are you defending this guy? He is abusing the product. But yeah, he's been zeroed out as well. And again, what's nice is that contributor XP then goes back into the pool for other people to kind of claim. It's not one for one yet. I did notice that some of the like misplaced endorsement seems to be working well too, which is great. You've got people like I mean, like I haven't worked with him directly, and you basically knowingly supported someone that is spoofing Ethos. You can see, yeah, it's a good hit on your credibility. I wonder if you'll do that next time, or if I wonder if you're considering if you want to have some of those open. Um, oh, there you go. Look, Quadwitch gave Cappy a vouch there. It's cool to see how these kind of organic relationships are getting created. I love that. Cap E, there you go. We could go copy if we wanted to be more, or like, cat. What other accent could you use? I have no idea. Cool to see a bunch of these vouchers kind of coming in too. I know there's a bunch of other people that are unvouching in mass, and to be honest, it's kind of the point. I think I made it pretty clear how I felt about the Fat Cat one. Fat Cat then rage quit Ethos and dumped all of his vouchers, and now he's getting unvouched a whole bunch, which makes sense. And now he's also getting negative reviews, and you're like, um, it's just interesting to see how it all works. I love to see that Murdoch is still in the trenches defending his buddies. Unfortunately, Murdoch's score is going to start going down too. With I guess did he have misplaced endorsements? I don't remember. All right, we're still cooking over here and adding stuff. I really is going to try to one shot it. All right, let's see. What do we got here? So, how much overscription we expecting for Mega? Oh, I expect it to sell out 100%. Oh, how much though? I mean, how much uh wait, how does it work? I didn't try to do the math earlier. What is max sellout if it hits $1 billion? That would mean that how like I'm trying to think of like how much token are they selling of the $1 billion with it? I think that's the math that I need to know, but I think it'll definitely oversubscribe. I don't know how much it could though, and that's why I'm missing the context there. Saxons is definitely here. Color block. If you remove extra contribution on abuser accounts, does that mean it will mean something in the future? Yeah, all of these accounts. So one of the big things is like these accounts are now getting flagged permanently on Ethos. So Fat Cat, he's still reputable on Ethos. Like the guy didn't need to rage quit, and he's still like would qualify for whatever anyone else wanted to recognize someone that's reputable on Ethos for. However, it is a flag in the user table now. So if you get marked as abuse, then people like that are potentially targeting you, let's say that they're targeting you for an airdrop or they're targeting you for an NFT mint, they might decide to take you out of that because you were someone that abused a credibility system. So I will let partners to make their own decision on that. It's just something that we made available to the API. It's a completely centralized decision. I'm not gonna lie about it. I'm not gonna, like, twist my words and try to pretend that it's not. Like, I chose deliberately to do this because I felt like it was broken. Um, whenever I think about people going and hiring someone like Fat Cat, and I'm not trying to single Fat Cat out completely here, but, like, the guy's trying to hire he wants to get hired as someone like this. I think people should understand that, like, he has a history of doing other stuff. And this is what really got us starting to think about, like, if we have a trusted marketplace, man, you gotta have people that are actually trusted in there. So, anyways, it's really interesting to see some of that stuff play out, but, I feel like the XP contributor, yeah, you won't be able to earn XP in the future either. Uh, Murdoch on full-fledged damage control. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I'm muted. I muted like 3 guys from Pirate Nation yesterday, and my life is much better because of it. Had to refresh my page. Did you see my messages, sir? In here, I didn't see anything. I did not. 50 million they raise. Okay, so they're raising 50 million? Yeah, I bet they sell 500 million. Easy. It would be at $1 billion valuation too. Because you can do a max of like 189, right? Yeah. It would be interesting to see how they handle stuff. I mean, hmm. They wrote a big thing. Namik, I think his name is, wrote a big thing about the like how the things that they're looking at to remove like symbols. But like, if they can do 180K max, there's going to be people that are like, I want $1 million exposure to this, and so I'm very interested to see how they do and handle some of the. All right, there we go. It seems like it's done. I'm very interested to see how they handle some of that. Um, I have some ideas, but yeah, we'll see how it happens. Okay, add paid promo reporting feature. Okay, so it seems like it's run. Um, you can run the migration yourself and just let it do it itself. Um, yeah, a Russian civil guy who claims to have 50 fluffles. Yeah, like, Eh, the Sybil is a very big problem in this space. Sybil accounts, and you get it. Like, why would you not, right? If you believe so greatly in Mega ETH and you want to get $20 million of exposure because you think it's the world's easiest 2x, which I personally think it's a pretty easy 2x. Arguable over a year, but it's probably a 2x or a 3x at $1 billion. They're doing a good job. They're doing a good job of giving community allocation. The next phase that they have to fight is like, can they make sure that it gets into the right people's hands, non-sibled hands, because it's just like sniping. It's the same concept. Like, if you can't solve the sniping problem, it can totally fuck up, and it won't fuck Mega ETH up, but it could totally fuck up things like, I don't know, dude. Look at every mint on NFT these days. They all suck because they all get sniped. Every content creator coin on base gets sniped, or whatever Zora gets sniped. So yeah, I will be very interested to see how. Wait, what the hell? It didn't run the migration itself. How they handle it. Okay, yo, run the migration yourself. It's just not doing it. Okay, keep all. How do I run a migration? I don't want to. How do I run the migration myself? Why is it not working? All right, we're closing this. Save. Oh, maybe now. All right, reopen cursor. Just turn it off, turn it on again. Maybe this bugged. As I understand, he was given a second chance by the team, but not true. Yeah, this is the thing that I just don't have time for, if I'm being honest. Like, I'm not going to continue to refute things that are clearly not true. Like, these guys that I put on mute because they're just like saying inaccurate things. It's not worth my time. It's not worth my time. They were not given a second chance by the team. The team never gave him a first chance. Team didn't interact with the guy. Thanks, Limitless. We all know how to solve the sniper problem. Yeah, exactly. Okay, how do I run the migration myself? Oh my god, what is going on? All right, let's see why this is not working. Why is it not working at all? Cool, thank you. What's next? Yeah, okay, well, I guess we're gonna like close that. Ah, why is this not working? That's really frustrating. Um, okay. We have a new migration. How do I handle it? Color Black, I feel like I missed a lot the past few days. Yeah, it's been we it was it was drama filled for sure. And then I realized that I spent way too much effort thinking about how stupid okay, so I can't get Cursor to work at all right now. What the hell's going on? What is going on? You gonna kill the like, is this gonna kill my live stream? Ooh, let's force quit it real quick. Um, yeah, the last few days have been pretty crazy. I would say it is the best way to summarize it is there are people that are overtly abusing Ethos that created a very obvious flaw in the way that slashing works and the system works that allowed certain people to have an incredible amount of power when they were not reputable people. And there is a fear generally that can be created from that, but we're literally working right now to resolve those things. So there are going to be changes that are coming. It's not working. There are changes that are coming to the score soon that will help this, but there were a lot of angry people, which is what happens when you mess with people's scores. Okay, I'm very confused as to what's happening right now because my cursor is literally just not working. We could switch to Claude Code. I've been working on a new feature that's where the plan can be found in what was the thing what was the plan we just made? Um, the plan. Where's my plan? Oh, paid promo reports. Promo reports. In a markdown file called paid promo reports.plan.md. It told me we needed to run a migration as the next step. Can you help me do this? Okay. How's the community going to prove the post was a paid promo though? Yeah, no. I'm asking for evidence. I'm not ever saying that any of these things are going to absolutely be paid promos. It just is going to say like reported as paid promo, and we're just testing stuff out. I don't know that that will work. I think that paid promo often requires a lot of proof for sure. You need the burden of proof, and it would be very easy for people to act like it's paid promo when it's not. So I'm just going to figure it out as I go, kind of. Um, there's a world where we could add risk to the paid promo stuff in certain ways if you don't provide enough evidence. Um, we'll figure it out, is what I'll say. But a lot of times people are adding the like, oh, this is a paid promo, but it's just not in your face. And so the other thing that I was kind of trying to do is like, it is in your face. Um, I'm scared about that sale is a permissionless launch, not like the last Avicii. Uh, I don't know what you're talking about. You're talking about wait, you're talking about MetaDAO. Oh, Loyal and MetaDAO joined your pass. Yeah, there's a lot of MetaDAO. I talked to Prof about Friday actually. There's a lot of interesting MetaDAO stuff going on right now, but it feels like there's a lot of them. That's my only feedback. I just don't. How am I supposed to pay attention to which one to participate in? I think I bought some Umbra and I'm probably down on it. Yeah, and sorry if I like. Yo, you're the second person that said this that they thought I was bald. Just because all look, you're discriminating because of my NFT profile picture. I can't tell what yours is, but like, yeah, you can't just like assume things based on someone's profile picture. Um, it is funny though, like the number of people that say, uh, oh, Legion is best. You say, yeah, go help Legion's score out then, man. Then Legion did not have a good ethos score right now. All right, let's see. Okay, so it says paid promos is done. Let's do Dino task start. I want to say too, like, okay, we also had some changes to the Chrome extension How do I set it up locally and rebuild it so I can try it out? So again, if you're just tuning in, I'm having trouble with Cursor right now, so I had to switch to Claude Code. A couple more months with Via for V drama, he's gonna go bald. Yeah, it's probably true. Um, trying to pull my my hair out. Legion didn't have give me allocation, so probably they are not the best. Wait, so the Limitless one that was on Kaido, right? The Limitless sale, or was it Legion? No, Legion was yield basis, I think. It is weird how it feels like the only thing that is doing well or gets attention right now is fundraising. Like, I have no idea why that's the case. But it just seems like, yeah, fundraising is the only thing that, or like token launches or whatever seems to be the only thing of value. I will say it is crazy. It is crazy that Echo sold for $375 million. Um, I wouldn't tweet this, I guess, but like that's a shitload of money. That is a lot of money. I think they've only raised $200 million for users. And if you, I have once, I have a couple times worked in a big tech company in with M&A on like, should we build this thing or should we buy this thing? And I have a general understanding of how they think of like the rate of return of like investments. And I mean, you got to think that Echo turns into like a $3 billion company in the next 5 years, basically on its own. And the only way it's going to be a $3 billion company is if they're making just crazy money. I mean, they need to be effectively angel list at a much higher level uh for all of CT. So I was a little bit confused by it. I mean, I guess like Kobe and his deal flow and stuff may be worth something, but man, like kudos to Kobe. Like that dude did well. Um I would imagine actually I wonder does anyone know what Privy sold for? Was it more or less than Echo? Anyways, it's absolutely nuts. Okay, let's load unpacked. Let's go to signals. Where is it again? Signals. Oh, saw the Chrome extension. It's an under extension. Yeah, I'm gonna need the list view of this. There we go. Select. Oh, it's the same one. Okay, so it's just a new one. Okay, so now if I go to this and I just want you guys to know that I don't know that Alex or Shill and Villain is specifically partnered with Aster, but I'm going to use him as an example here, just so I can try it. Okay, cool. So there you go. There's paid promo. Okay, according to Grok, 230. That's crazy. That is nuts. I'm not disclosing Echo deals at all. The 200 million was public. Privy for 230 million. We pay Privy $1,200 a month right now. And like there's like probably 250 accounts, 300 accounts to do that. Like Privy's making pretty good money. Echo, I think, has had, one really nice deal with Plasma, and it's probably worth a bit of money to them, but like like 375 million, like almost twice, basically. Not quite twice. Like it's not cheap. Okay, cool. So now I can click nice. Okay, so now I can click paid promo and I can say, I just kind of sort of think it's a paid promo. So I can click report paid promo. Oh, I need to be logged in. Okay, cool. Yeah, cool. Fair. If you don't remember, I added this thing where like you have to be logged in with your Ethos account. Cool. So I can use it now. Let me try it again. Failed to fetch. Okay, let's try this one more time. Okay, let's. I don't know why he blocked me for what it's worth. But yeah, I tend to not be nice whenever people have bad scores. I just kind of think he is paid by us. No, it just says failed to fetch. Okay, let's see what's going on then. We'll go into console and see what it says. Report paid promo. Yeah, I'm just getting, oh, it's a course policy error. X.com has been blocked by course policy. Response to header on control check, no access. Huh, why would that happen? Oh, because it's not pointing to local. Okay. Um, I need to add okay. Yes. Yeah, that's not working. Okay, so we have a quick issue where right now the Chrome extension is pointing to production, but we are testing locally. How can I add an easy way to tell if um, we want to work with local or production? So the issue is that it created this new API locally, but right now it's actually going and hitting the public API because the Chrome extension does not know how to point back to my local environment. So I'm going to fix that real quick. Yo, Premium Saltina's in here. I never see you in the vibe coding chats. Uh, at what valuation Ethos did a round on Echo? It's sensitive information. I can't share that. I see people screenshot it sometimes and I yell at them. So just keep it to your DMs, man. You don't that shit doesn't need to be public. It's not crazy. I think I think uh I think Johannes tried to spill it earlier, but I don't engage with that stuff. That madness. Um we will not be doing a Kaido token launch. Just to be clear, there's no token launch, there's no Kaido token launch. I feel like my observation of that has not been great. So yeah, I think the last few haven't been amazing, and I personally am finding that the deals that are led by like yapping first is it's just not a good model, I don't think. It's a good way to get attention to yourself. I don't think people really knew about Limitless as an example before the Limitless token that launched today, but it's a really good way to drive attention to yourself, but I just think it's like Binance Alpha, really, like, it doesn't really get you what you're looking for or what you should be looking for as a founder who's launching something. Um, okay, so it says I can just load it separately now. So we're gonna go reload the extension real quick. Nice. Okay, so it's on local. Perfect. So now I should be able to do it. Refresh this. Yeah, I mean, free information, right? Like at some point it becomes publicly known. I think I even saw Kobe talking about our Echo round himself. He said someone was like, "When are they going to do another Echo round?" And Kobe was like, "Why would they do another one?" So there you go. I guess it's free information now. Okay, test. I believe I believe that Aster is paying him. Let's just try it. No, it still didn't work. It's still pointing at signals.dino.dev. Hmm. Why is it doing that? It very clearly says that well, yeah, it's on local. Hmm. Okay, let's clear this out. How do you clear the chat? I forget how to clear this thing. Now I just like I'm wanna yeah, I mean all of it is still like pointing at signals that yeah. Um oh wait. The toggle automatically sets and removes the API base URL in Chrome storage. Ah, I see. So I need to set that. Wait. Hmm. I uh all I did was turn on the switch to local and I'm still seeing it try to go to production. Okay. I do like it when you guys chat in here because it makes it like we can still talk about ethos and stuff too. Um, it's up Phoenix. Good to see you here. I hope you have a great stream going. Yeah, it's going pretty well so far. I mean, there's a few things that are breaking, but ugh, how's Claude doing this section optional? It's doing fine. Thank you for helping Claude better. Um, so if you're not following along with the issue I'm having right now, you can just see that it's I'm trying to do this locally and it's still going to production, but I actually think we're pretty fucking close. I think it could have one-shotted this if I was a little bit better. I'm always competing with Thread Guy, man. So like, why do I do this? Why do I do it at this time? It's fucking stupid. No one watches Thread Guy. To be honest, sometimes I feel like Ethos needs to allow attachments and yeah, I thought about this a lot. I will say that like I've mostly avoided it because I have worked on products where attachments are a thing and you often have to combat abuse of people using attachments for bad things. So yeah, I mean that's the only reason we kind of turned it off. You need to raise your fluffle offers. It's trading at 5 billion right now. I mean, okay. So the pre-market trading on Hyperliquid is super interesting. I don't like it personally. I don't like the fundamentals of how it works, how it's just like I'm pretty sure it's like moving average. The funding rate is driven by like moving average and stuff, and it's just nasty. I don't think like if I think it's fair, and I don't mind the marketing of being like, "Oh, it's trading at $5 billion," but, like, I think the $5 billion is pretty arbitrary, like, I don't think it actually means $5 billion. However, it's very good for getting people to ape at $1 billion. So, I'm sure the, Hyperliquid team not the Hyperliquid team, the Mega A team has gotta be feeling very good right now, about everything, so, uh, what is the rate of Fluffle to what did they say anything? I'm not gonna lie, I wake up lately and I'm in meetings all day, and so it's hard for me to like go read all this stuff. But what did they say about the Fluffle and how it gets allocation? Cardblock says who bought the new listings NFT. So that was let's go take a look at it real quick. The new listing NFT went to Gabe from Metalex, who's working on something. So I thought that was cool to see. I'm sure he'll show up. Yeah, so Gabe, if you don't know Gabe, he's an incredible legal counsel for Ethos and also runs his own thing called Metalex. I can show it here if you've never seen it before. Um, we did use this a little bit for fundraising on Ethos, but the idea is like bringing a lot of the fundraising parts of Web3 on chain. And so instead of like having to do any like paperwork, like you can basically fund things directly on chain, which is very cool. I think there's a lot of really cool things coming on top of this. And so it'll be an exciting way for them to drive some attention to themselves, I think, which is great. Ooh, what did I want to do here? Everyone I talked to seems very confused about actual allocations. They didn't really provide enough info yet. That's not usually a good sign. I'm not worried about it, but I don't like when comms are weak. Because yeah, I thought the idea of the Fluffle Mint was that you were basically buying it at a certain allocation or a certain FTV, right? Like I think it was like 500 million or something. Uh, the character that you used doesn't come through well on my chat, so I don't know. Something day one trading at 50% on Poly. Yeah, we could go pull it up real quick since we're still waiting. Um, got here. Play market. Okay. Here we go. I actually feel like this is a better like if I were to try to be playing the market of like where it's going to launch at, Polymarket's going to be a much better way to play it than the Hyperliquid pre-market perps. Polymarket pre-market perps are weird, man. Oh, one day after launch, $2 billion. Yeah, I mean, I there's not a lot of volume here, but yeah, I'd be surprised to be honest if it didn't launch at above $2 billion. I feel like my personal signal, so to speak, on Mega ETH is that it seems like if you're not in the US at least, it should be a 2x pretty easily. I'd be shocked if it wasn't a 3x. These types of token sales are pretty compelling usually because um, especially if you're not in the US, you can get a pretty good amount of upside. Not everyone can participate, and so your edge is basically participating in a token sale. Um, I would be really shocked if Mega ETH wasn't trading above 2 billion on the first day. That's a pretty low target. But we're also on like, the 15th token that launched at above $1 billion in the past, 3 months. And I don't know how much appetite there is in the market for that. We don't know when it's going to launch either. I do like that, uh, no horses in the race. I legitimately have no horses in the race, but I do kind of like that. They've done a really good job of kind of like pulling the thunder from Monad, whatever. Like, if you think if you think they had motion for a second there, they kind of lost it, I would say. Let's see if we're still having same problem. Yo, we are. What are you doing, man? Yeah, it's doing the same shit. I just let me save it. It's still trying to get. It's on local. It is saving to local host here, but like it's still. Yeah, let's just try closing some of this stuff out. Let's start over. But let's go to X. Show and villain. I do not have a Fluffle. I do not have Echo either. I'm sad by it. But I tried to get into it. I tried to get into the first Echo round because I think it was like $3,000 allocation. I don't remember what that FTD was at, but that was probably 8 months ago or something. Um, oh, that worked. Paid promo reports. Oh, there you go. Test. View tweet. Who it was by. Okay, sweet. So now if I go look, oh yeah, look at that. Sick. Okay, so we almost one shot it actually. So now if I go into here and refresh it, and I scrolling down, yeah, there you go. One reported as paid promo. Okay, so let's just simplify this a little bit. This looks like ass. Like, why did they do that? Um, can we get rid of the icon? Use the normal text that X is using, not the serifed font. What else? Get rid of the alert thing in the background. Yeah, I think that would actually be it. Let's see what it can do. Didn't the C round sell in like 90 seconds? Yeah, 3,700, 200 million FTD. Dude, now I'm mad because like you're like, this is definitely if it goes for 2 billion, then you're like, yeah, you just 10x you just made 30 grand. Fuck. I'm so mad about that. I don't remember how they did the allocation on Echo. I think that was like a year ago, right? Hmm. I did read something interesting that was saying that I think it was Bread Guy talking about Mega ETH, and he said on Mega ETH, the reason they bought back some of the tokens from an investor was the fund that invested them was going under. And so I guess that was a good way for them to kind of cash out early without having to like dump the tokens. Um, yeah. Yeah, cries in US citizenship. Yeah, I will tell you that one of the strategies that I'm taking right now with my fund is I am trying to get us trying to get my fund offshore so that I can participate in these things without being US citizenship limited because it's pretty frustrating and it's a really easy way to lose money to lose out on money. Doesn't cost a whole lot to get that structure set up either. So manage extension, refresh it, refresh this. Okay, that looks great, but I just want it to show in red. Why don't we go get a color from Ethos real quick? Is there public info? No, it's a private fund. Um, gonna visit the Cayman Islands, huh? Um, yep, I am. That's right. That's exactly right. That is how it works. Digital color meter. Give me one of these colors. We could use yellow, Ethos yellow, 207 154 207 154. I don't want to log in and it's not going to give it to me. 47. Cool. C4. There we go. All right, let's go back to here and we'll make that look yellow. One reported as paid promo. Can you change the color of the text of reported as paid promo to this color? Um, yeah, yearly average return. It's just not something that I talk about publicly. I don't really have a whole lot to gain unless I'm raising funds for it. So it might be something that you see me talk about publicly later, but yeah, I don't really have a lot to gain for it. I will tell you that I don't return 10x to anyone. But I also, yeah, I haven't seen any funds really share that. The big ones that do are the ETFs, like the actual like, TradFi ETFs always gonna publicize all of that stuff. But yeah, we don't really publicize it because it's not really much to gain unless you're raising funds and you're trying to go make more money or trade more money. Okay, so now it should be correct. Let's see. I'll tell you what we don't do. We don't lose money. That's for damn sure. Okay. Alrighty. Wait, what the? Oh, shoot, it's trying to reload this page. Um. Okay, there we go. So one reported as paid promo. We could throw a little icon in there. Let's go see what it looks like in the feed. Where is it? One reported as paid promo. I mean, I don't like the. Hmm. Anyone have any thoughts on design? Where should I put this? Like, it's kind of in your face, but it is nice. Mm, hmm. Can I report it again? Test two as a paid promo? No, it's actually getting the right. That's cool. So it's not creating, yeah, it's just replacing it basically. Okay, cool. Well, that's nice. So now we have, hmm, I don't know why that's not working. Oh, okay. So yeah, it got something wrong here though. So we'll change that real quick. We are showing the paid promos on the contributor page, but we should actually be putting it on the like we want it on his signals page. So like a signals page would be like IE/profile/username. We'll get that fixed real quick. Are there plans for Ethos DMs feature? It's something that I don't have anything that's like, oh, we should absolutely add this. But I've heard it a few times. I definitely like to listen to customers in terms of like what they're looking for and what they get value from. So if you think that's something that'd be valuable, we could always investigate it. You know, I need to talk to Pedro. We just get like a time fund widget where we can use time fund there. You know, I don't want to recreate friend tech, but I always did really like the idea of like you had to buy a key and then you got exposure to that person and that created some sort of economic security for like your DMs. So there are things that I've been inspired by in the past that kind of fall into this category of like, what if you could like pay to DM someone, or if you vouch for them, you could DM them at any point in time. My general takeaway, to be clear, is when you create something that is a system of engagement, i.e., like people are engaging with your product in a place that they don't normally engage, it's hard to keep people's attention there. And so like friend tag was good because they had notifications and you got these notifications and you felt this like onus to reply to things when people bought your key. And like I met Zach XBT because I bought a bunch of his friend tech key and he's like, what the fuck are you doing? Who are you? And but it was like a way to like get an introduction kind of. And so anyways, yeah, I miss the friend tech days, man. It was fun. Uh, yeah, I'm rather seeing it as fixing Twitter. Yeah, no, I agree. I guess like how would you think about implementing it? Would it be something like if you vouch for this person, then you get access to the DMs, or they set a thing that's like, hey, if you vouch at least 0.05 ETH from me, then you can send me a DM. Because like I'm intrigued by Time Fun, I think it's super interesting, and I haven't really found though, like my time fun thing costs like $1 to send me a message, and I'm like, so then all I get in time fun is like people just like saying, will you like use my ref link or something? And so I think it needs a little bit more economic security than that, but I think there's an opportunity there. And what's cool is like that's like I mean, yeah, I'll write it down. I'll write it down in my list of vibe code ideas because we could actually build that off ethos first. So let me write it down as an idea of DM for vouchers. And of course, like the reason that I like to do that isn't because I'm not willing to put it in the product. It's just a really good, easy like vibe coding has become the way to test thesis and ideas. Yeah, like it's like Telegram paying for stars. Yeah, I turned that on once and people complained about it immediately. So like, I turned it off. People were like, what the fuck? Why would I pay? Like, I know you. Why would I pay you to DM you? Um, it doesn't have to be with vouchers, but rather overall high score. That's true too. Yeah, like the way that I kind of see it working is you would have a configuration and you would say like maybe it's either that the person has vouched 0.1 ETH for you or the other person that you are over 1800. And if so, you can DM that person at any point in time. I like it. Yeah. Um yeah, the extension, yeah, that would be cool too, if we just hid stuff in your DMs that is from bots. Yeah, that's a cool idea. I like it. I mean, it's the interesting thing about working on Ethos, and I say this to the team every day, is like when you come to work, there is never a lack of things to do. Like there are so many things that we could build. There's so many things get unlocked by this idea of reputation, and when I think about like all the things that we could do, I have to you have to prioritize which ones do we want to do, which ones don't we want to do. And so when I look at something like DMs, I'm like, man, it sounds sick. Honestly, like I would love to do that. And it's hard to prioritize some of those things. And to be honest, this is why I do the vibe coding. A lot of people might be like, well, why is Serpent Tax, the CEO, like spending time vibe coding with people? Well, one, I think attention is really important. I think retaining attention is hard to do. And I think I want to show everyone that I show up every day because I believe in what we're doing. Two, it lets us prototype with things that we don't necessarily want to build yet in the product. And when you prototype stuff, things like the Signals app really resonate with people. And you're like, oh shit, well, we should probably build that. Um, and so it also kind of acts as like a creative outlet a little bit for me in terms of like, oh, I get to go build something, I get to think about ethos in a different way. I get to interact with you guys. Like it's always it's just like a net positive thing. And so yeah, I think that's kind of why I do it. It just really allows us to continue to build a bond with the community and then try things out. So I feel like Signals is the one that really has been, the biggest hit, to be honest. And what's crazy is like we're pretty close to being done. I know that I said like, oh, it's probably, famous last words. It's gonna take me forever to do this. Or it's not gonna take me forever to do this, and then it always ends up doing it. But we're really close to shipping this. So um I just need to get the page right here, but the paid promo thing is working, which is cool. I might Yeah, I don't like the blue, but what do they do with the other links and stuff? Oh, they just underline it. Yeah. I could have it do that. It's um in the Chrome extension, when a user mouses over, we are currently changing the color to blue. The default link cover behavior in Twitter, though, is to add an underline to it instead. Could you please make that change? Could you please change it to be? I kind of want to. Let me just see what it would look like real quick. Um, I'm just gonna inspect it, add it. So yeah, if you just ever used inspect element, well, I don't even know how you live on the internet. What if we added this? Would that look okay? Yeah, it's fine. Okay, yeah, let's do it. Okay. Can you also add in front of num Yeah. Okay. So let's see. Take me to the right spot now. Oh, the link might not work yet. Let's go back to localhost and see what we got. And we're gonna ship this thing. Is this getting integrated into the regular extension? So the signal stuff we are working on probably adding to the extension. We need to figure out how signals fits into Ethos better, but I have a lot of ideas and thoughts about it. And so yeah, the intent is we have one extension that does all of this stuff, obviously. Um, we'll see how it kind of plays out, but we've seen a lot of good signal from signals. That's a stupid thing to say. We've seen a lot of interest in signals and people talking about it and liking it. I'd love to get to a point where people maybe they're showing like selling sharing signals themselves on Ethos. I like the idea, generally speaking, of Ethos instead of being more of Wikipedia and Craigslist right now, it turns more into like engagement platform, a way to see who's buying or selling or trading or doing whatever with what. And so I'm kind of excited about that. It'll take time though. So this is how we continue to like test things out. Okay, so let's see. It's telling me to go refresh this. If I played my cards right, then we are pretty much done. And what's cool is, oh no, I'll have to. Anyone that downloaded it previously will have to get a new version of the app. Let's see here. What was I trying to do? Oh yeah, refresh this. Okay, one reported as paid promo. It's now an underline. And no, okay, so the paid promo link still goes to the wrong side. Profiles. Whoops. Mm, The paid promo link on Twitter is still taking us to the contributor page instead of the profile page. Let me make sure that, oh yeah, here you go. There you go, paid promo reports. Okay, so this might be the last thing that I have to do. Hey, Phoenix Scribe. I don't know if that's sarcasm, but it read as sarcasm. Hardworking CEOs. I'm just chopping wood, man. You just chop wood every day. Get shit done. Never give up. Don't let your dreams be dreams. I don't know. What other cliche could I say? I feel like this is the like I actually never have looked at it. But I feel like this is usually where I start losing people at about an hour. I don't blame anyone. Why the hell would you watch me do this for over an hour? Um, I I will say that like I've enjoyed being able to chat with people about other ethos things. I love that you guys have stuff to talk about because I'm happy to talk about them. And it kind of works well whenever you're like, you know, writing code, so to speak, kind of. There you go. Cool. So here's the paid promos. You can see his paid promo. You can see where it is. I guess one thing that I might add is, yeah, there's one improvement here. When we save the paid promos, can we also include what the tweet was and save that just like we do with signals and then show it here in the UI on the profile of the person we saved the paid promo for. Okay, so I wasn't done. I didn't change the thing at the bottom. Oh, tomorrow we have a really good stream coming. I don't know if you guys know the NFT. We have a good stream coming. Sorry, I know I turned away from the mic. We have a great stream coming tomorrow with the NFT Fi team. The NFT Fi is thinking a lot in terms of lending and um, borrowing specifically NFTs. They're thinking a lot about kind of the social side of that. There's this untapped potential that I have found most people seem to be missing when they think about lending in the social aspects of lending. And some of the biggest lenders and borrowers that I know, they like specifically on the lending side, they will give you better rates if you are someone that's notable, if you're someone they've done work with before. And so some of the things that NFTFi that is adding that I'm pretty excited about is they're looking at adding the ethos score and giving people more like insight into who the people are based on their ethos profiles. And there's a lot more that we've talked about potentially doing with them too. But Yeah, Johannes says, are people still using NFT fire? I think Gandhi kind of dominates the market for the most part right now, but I think that I've been very impressed by the NFT fi team and talking to them. And it doesn't seem like they're slowing down. They've been hiring people. So uh yeah, I'm excited to have them on tomorrow. Their lending platform also is an aggregator now, so it will actually show things on other lend like you can do like one view of all loans across multiple platforms, which is cool. But the like if I'm being like frank about how do you build a business, like we have started to really ramp up momentum in terms of business development. And how do we go work with other teams and partners and bring the score everywhere? Now that we're being more confident in the score, we have a better understanding of how the score works and who is reputable and who isn't reputable and stuff like that. And even like calling out people that are absolutely abusing it. Um, we now are trying to build on that momentum, and so you just keep building on the momentum of who work with NFTFi, and NFTFi gets integrated, it solves a real problem for them, and then someone else is like, wait, but that's awesome, we'll use that too, and so like this is kind of the like you just start building the snowball and you keep going and pushing it, and it gets bigger, and ideally you don't turn into Sisyphus, the story, not the CT personality. But I'm feeling really good about pushing on that. I have done a lot of biz dev inbound to Ethos, and the way that partnerships work in the space are pretty lame most of the time because people are like, oh, we should work together. We just co-market stuff. And you're like, God, no. It's awesome when I go to other teams and I say, hey, I know you have this problem, and Ethos solves that problem. Maybe it's Sybil's, maybe it's driving attention and awareness to your project, whatever it might be. It's very easy to go pitch Ethos now. The data that we have is crazy. And now some of the people that we started talking to and working with, they don't just see the surface level of the score. They're like, wait, but I could pull in all this info about reviews, or oh, wait, I could like write back to reviews. And so I'm feeling very good about that. Again, if I'm just trying to be as frank as possible, we're continuing to compound that, and you'll see more things getting built on top of Ethos. We have not ever done any outbound for Ethos, which is kind of embarrassing, to be honest. And so Johannes is asking, did they reach out to you or the other way around? They reached out to us. Um, we've never done any outbound. I've always just managed inbound myself. We hired Bobby, who was pricing the chat, and if you're working with us, you definitely know who Bobby is, but because we need more like bandwidth to think about it. And so we're just now doing more outbound too. Some of the things that I'm most excited about today that are unrevealed are inbound, which is cool. Um, the outbound is great because that takes it from like 10 things to like 100 things basically. And so we've grown a lot of maturity in that spot. It helps when we have good data. We have clear data. We have clear value props when we go talk to other teams. So it really helps a lot. And I think um, I'm not as focused on like driving, crazy amounts of attention to the project. I'm focused on like Ethos solves problems. If you solve a problem, you have a business, you can sell something one day, you can make money on it. It's very straightforward. That's rare in Web3, weirdly. Like it is rare. And so I feel really good about where we are and where we're going with regards to that because it's just very clear. It's opening up. I mean, man, we've gotten lucky with Ethos, to be honest. So far, most teams would have pivoted. Most people would have, found something else. Like at this point in time, even with this being my first startup, like most people fail to get to this point, and I can clearly see the next 7 points in front of us, which is very cool. So feeling very proud of that. And why no monad on signals? We can add it. Last time we added the ability for people to request it, so you could always go request it too. Um, by the way, what do you guys say, monad or monad? Because Bobby keeps correcting me and it says it's monad, but then I go join the space and I feel like they're saying monad. So I don't know what they're thinking anymore. Um, I I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind a nice airdrop from my card. It sounds nice. I could use a vacation or something or a new card. I'll take it, Monad. Yeah, if you're listening. I mean, I did pretty well on my signal score or whatever on Monad. But it has been really interesting to be honest about how like I mean obviously CT is so narrowly focused on certain things for very small amounts of time. Like 2 weeks ago, everything's Monad. 3 weeks ago, everything was I don't know, man. It changes all the time. As the B&B memes, right? I mean, I guess technically B&B memes is kind of going on now. Uh, I don't know. It's just interesting to see how fast people turn on things, and it's all Mega Ethan Echo. The vibe coding is turning out to be no, it's good. It's like chat with Serpent and vibe code. It's way more interesting, I think. I will never in my life join a Twitter space where I need to talk because I'm scared of pronouncing things. Yeah. Well, the funny thing is like no one says them out loud. Um, I have something that I've been talking to someone that most people know. His name's Defective. He's kind of like a guy that does a lot of research, and I really like Defective. I have a lot of respect for him. And I jump on the call with him, and I'm like, "All right, dude, tell me what your name is, because I don't know how to say it." And he's like, "I don't think it's ever come out of my like mouth verbally before." And you're like, "Oh God, yeah, okay." This is what happens when everyone like sits on the phone, like sits on behind a keyboard with each other. Is you have no idea. But isn't that's you, Euler, Lido, Kaido? I hear a lot of people say Kato. There's no way it's Kato. I mean, maybe Kaido is definitely Japanese. Like that. There's no way the word Kaido isn't Japanese, and it's Kai for sure. Ka-ito, like Kaido. There's no way it's not Kaido. So I'd be shocked if it's not. I feel like, but I don't know. I say stupid things. Monad. Okay. Yeah, I think a lot of people say monad for clarity. I don't know though. All right, let's go see if our saves actually work this time. So again, I just wanted to make sure that we were actually saving the tweets. Again, I don't. Oh, Bark follows me. What is Bark? Follow Bark. What is he talking about these days? Is he showing something? Um. Okay. Thanks for the not safe for work stuff, Bark. Dude, come on. Okay. Well, no one is really. He's not showing anything. It's not a paid promotion. Dude, what is okay, I'm getting off Bark's profile. I'm not ready for this. All right, let's just okay, so let's just say that he is where's my save button? Oh, here it is. I don't care. I'm just gonna save this one paid promo test. I need to test it. Okay, wait, the alert is still taking me to the contributors page. So we just need to fix that too. The alert on save is still taking me to the contributors page. But if I go back and look at this real quick, Johannes says I can't even properly pronounce ethos. To be fair, there's no wrong way to say it. You can say ethos, you can say ethos. A lot of people do say ethos. Um, I tend to think of it like ethics because that's what ethos really is. So ethos, ethics makes sense to me. Uh, but yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people would probably call you Johannes. I mean, it's tough. Yeah, I don't like pronouncing things wrong. We were just on a chat with someone who I can't disclose, but we're talking to them, and I'm like, "All right, to start this conversation. Please tell me how to say your name." And you're like, "Because I just don't like getting it wrong ever." Okay, let's. Okay, so if I refresh it real quick, we're just going to try it one more time. Then we're going to clear out the database so that we can ship it and get out of here. Okay, let's go back to the Alex. Save this as a paid promo. He's working with After IG. Extension context invalidated. What the hell? What is that? Let's try that one more time. Oh, this is from September 2023. Let's just try this one. Test paid promo. There it goes. Okay, now it's taking me to the right thing. Sick. Okay, there's the tweet and there's the evidence. It's working perfectly. All right, well, job's finished here. Um, yeah, no one will remember the new BFP. I do remember your, I remember your, oh, dang, you guys chat a lot since I stopped looking. My student is in traffic and canceled class. So happy I get to go back here. Route to 5 posts next. Okay, there you go. Yeah, I'll take a look. I hate that I chose to make a seal. I do remember like you creating your first slash and liking but I was generating the images for the slashes. That was when before we were automatically generating them ourselves. You should go write a slash now. But yeah, everyone knows your PFP. It is hard to change your PFP. I had the CryptoPunk. I still have owned the CryptoPunk PFP for a long time, and I think people forgot who I was. So anyways, we've got this done. All I have to do is ship it now. I will get the extension updated. Okay, so can we push this to production via Git as well as bundle and publish a new release for the Chrome extension? Oh, wait. Yeah, well, I had one more question for this. Let's back up. How does the local toggle show up? If it's installed, I don't want users are going to be installing it, the package itself. Will they see the local toggle? I would prefer that they didn't. Let's just see how it works. But yeah, I remember you were talking because you slashed a company. Let's see, what was it? Like web something. Pinged you on Discord about the issue I reported earlier. Um, yeah, Web3 port, that's what it was. Yeah, I'd love to take a look. I will be honest with you, Phoenix Scribe, I'm not great at getting tagged randomly in Discord, and replying. If you need help, support.ethos.network. We have people employed that are very good at it. Oh, look, it recreated a new one. Because that was before, I mean, when did you do this? It was 4 months ago. But it doesn't have your sniper in it, so sad. Okay, so how it works, let's see. Hmm. Okay, let me just fix this. Okay, well, users aren't going to be installing it from the web store since I'm just sending them the Chrome extension. I think we can like you don't need to watch me do this, but the next steps are we've got this working. I'm gonna get the extended if you're using Signals now, I'll get the update out there so you can save it. It might break the old up one, hopefully not. Two, what was I gonna say? I'll get the code into production so anyone can go use it, which is awesome. And then three, I'll get a tweet out that shows it off. I mean, we basically built this with a handful of prompts. It wasn't too hard. Of course, I already had the Chrome extension. We already had a lot of the infrastructure set up, but it's been pretty cool to be able to see it. I will be interested to see how it works. I would consider this an experiment almost entirely. Okay, this is cool. I like that. Sweet. Can you please push to get so we can deploy, as well as create a new release for the new version of the Chrome extension. Um, I would treat this as an experiment. I don't know how it will work. I'm sure there's flaws in it for sure. People could report all kinds of stupid shit as paid promo, and it's not. But I just want to try it out. I'm very much we learn by shipping mantra. So we'll go figure out exactly how it looks and what it looks like. If you don't have the Chrome extension yet, I will repost how to go get it and install it. It is a little bit odd and funky. You're installing basically a zip file from GitHub. And to be honest, that can be sus for a lot of people. I don't blame you for having suspicions about it. Technically, all the code is there if you wanted to go review it yourself, or if you wanted to have AI review it to understand exactly if it's a vulnerability or not. But only 1,800 people report stuff. Ah, that's a good idea. Or validators. I could limit it to validators. Uh, yeah, so, I'll let it be open to start, but we'll see, how it works, and that's a very good filter. I mean, the score it's the whole point of the score, right? The score is a very good filter. Validator's decent filter. Um, I'll be very interested to see how people use it. There's not a lot of people that have it installed, probably like 20 or 30 people that have it installed, to be honest. So, not a lot of people are gonna be seeing it. It would be cool if you could see it in the official Chrome extension. But yeah, again, I treat everything as an experiment. Oh, co-authored by Claude. Of course, I had to add that in there. And with experiments, you just got to try stuff. You got to see how it works. If it fits, if it breaks, if too many people report stupid shit, if no one reports anything, whatever it might be, we got to go learn from it. How much XP am I missing for not installing Get? I mean, I think you are fine. the it is an opportunity for people that want to maybe they don't have as much ability to oh no earn XP. Um I've just been kind of sprinkling it in there for people that are using the Signals app, but it's mostly for saving the signals, to be clear. Um, okay, well, I'm gonna close this stream and I'm going to get a tweet out here in the next 15 minutes so you guys can go see it and how it works. And yeah, sorry that I wasn't here on Monday. We're trying to get focused on some of the score changes. I'm hoping we'll get those score changes out here in the next couple of days. We have some really good ideas for how to get the score to be a little bit more accurate, but yeah, thanks for everyone joining today. Tune in tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. CDT. We're GMT -5, I think still. So that's no UTC -5. Sorry, UTC -5. So that's like 3 p.m. UTC. Um, give us a join. I think it'll be worth it. I think it's a good conversation. Yeah, thanks everyone for joining. We'll see you guys around.